Greetings. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to set up the logistics for your service learning project. So the first thing that I've done is I've already logged into my email and to Schoology. And in Schoology I'm going to go to the service learning project folder. And the first thing you'll see is a project overview. And in that project overview is where this video is going to be found. There's also a help desk. If you have any questions, you can ask me for help in this discussion forum. The first challenge, these 3 challenges, lay out the logistics for your project. So the first one creates an initial folder structure for you and I to share information back and forth. This is not your group work, but this is just you and I. So it asks you to create a Google folder, rename it, share it with me, and then start a document. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So in my email, I'm going to go to Google Drive. And before I create that folder, I'd recommend that you create a folder for CSC if you haven't done that already. So I'm just going to create a new folder for the class called CSC. And that's where I'm going to create this service learning folder. So I'm going to click Create, click Folder, and then you're supposed to name it your last name, first name, dash service learning project. Click Create. So now we've got a folder. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is share that. So if you right click on that or click the little drop down here, you'll get this folder. And then when you scroll over it, you get a little drop down, or you can right click on it. Either way will bring up this menu. And you want to click Share. And you're going to share it with me at mhenchen@wwsu. So mhenchen@wwsu.org. Okay, you're going to click Share and Save. Now I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to share it with myself. So you've created the folder, and then you need to create within that folder. So you're in the folder, and you can see my Drive CSC Service Learning Project folder. That's where you're in. You can click Create a document. And this document, the first document I wanted you to create was Service Learning Ideas. So you just click here, give it a title, and then you start listing possible ideas for projects on this document. Now, since this document is in, you place that in the shared folder, you don't need to share everything with me. Anything you add to this folder will automatically be shared with me because you shared the whole folder with me. Okay, so that's the extent of challenge 1. The second challenge asks you to set up your project folders. So you're supposed to find a project idea either by yourself, individually, or with a group. And one person in that group needs to be the project manager who sets up this folder structure. Here's the instructions here. I'm going to show you how to do that. So in the CSC class folder, we're going to set up the project folder. So we're going to click here or create. I'll show you this. And you're going to give it a new name. So it's going to be the name of your project. So let's say you're working on the greenhouse project. Greenhouse project. Now you're obviously going to want to find everybody in your group first and identify a project manager because you don't want to have 2 or 3 greenhouse project folders. You want one folder for the greenhouse project. Again, you can right click on it, or you can right click on it here or hit the drop down button. Either way you'll get a share feature. So again, you're going to want to share that folder with me, mhenchen@wwsu.org, and then anybody else in your team. Obviously, you're going to want to share that with, so that they all have a way of communicating and collaborating in that folder structure. So that's that. Now it asks you to create a document in that folder structure. So I'm going to click on the folder. I'm going to create a document, and this document is going to be called the Project Organizer. And this is where you're going to be organizing the entire project. This is where the project manager will be organizing the project. And I've given you a template that you can click on here and get the template. Command A or Control A on a PC, and Command C to copy So Command A selects, Command C to copy on a Mac, and you can use Control A and Control C on a PC. Command V to paste, and you now have your project organizer. So you're going to identify the team leaders, you're going to identify who the project manager is, and you're going to start answering these questions. What is the idea? What are the goals? What are the strategies? Yada yada yada, the whole 9 yards. And then you're going to start action planning. For the action plan, you're going to identify who's going to do what by the first check-in, which is October 25th. So who is going to do what? Who is responsible for doing what by October 25th? You're going to be graded based on, did you do that? Did you do what you said you were going to do? So that's the project organizer. And that is what you need to do for challenge number 2. The final challenge, challenge number 3, is going to be, again, going back to your personal folder, your personal service learning folder, and creating a service learning log. So I'm going to get rid of the project organizer. We're going to go back to my Google Drive, and I'm going to go back to my service learning project folder. I've got a document there for service learning ideas. Now I'm going to create it as I'm going to create a document for keeping track of all the work you do. So it's going to be called Service Learning Log. And there's a template located here. Again, Command A to select, Command C to copy. We're going to go back, Command V to paste. Let me get rid of that one and that one because I don't need it. So this is my log. So you may be working on one project all year long, or you may work on 5 different projects throughout the year. This is where you're going to keep track of the work you've done and the learning that you gained through the process. So it's split into 2 parts. Part 1 is the work you do as a team leader, and then Part 2 is the work you do as a project volunteer. Now you may be volunteering on the very same project that you're actually a team leader on. Okay, when I talk about team leadership, I'm talking about managing the project, not necessarily doing everything. It's making sure everything gets done, organizing, managing, making phone calls, planning. When it comes time to actually do the work, that's where the volunteer hours come in. And once again, you could volunteer all your time on the same project you're a team leader on, or you could be a team leader and work on one project and volunteer for another project or 2 or 3 other projects. We're looking at somewhere between 10 and 20 hours a quarter in terms of overall hours to put this work in to make change actually happen in the community. So under each one, it asks you the same thing. What did you do? When did you do it? And how long did you do it? What new knowledge and understandings did you gain? So what new knowledge and understandings did you gain? And again, it's new. What new knowledge did you gain? Not just what do you know, but what did you learn? And what new skills did you develop? So if you created a video but you already knew how to create videos, then that doesn't count. But if you created a video and you used some new special effect that you've always wanted to try and you got your hands in it and figured it out, then that would be a new skill. And then how did the experience affect your attitudes and beliefs? So did you have any beliefs that were challenged or solidified, or any new attitudes you had to model, or habits of mind or dispositions? And that is all you need for the 3rd challenge. So we go back to, just to see the structure in my CSC class, you've got your project folder. So you'll need a project folder for each folder, or a folder for each project. And then this is your personal service learning log that you share with me. So you've got the log and your ideas. In the greenhouse project, you've got the project organizer, and then anything else you might need to add. All right, good luck.